Jenifer here from ATraceofSparkle. I thought I would share with you this beautiful romantic journal that I created using all of the beautiful laces and appliques and trims from Esme's shop, Crafty Me shop on Facebook. I will leave the information below. I am doing a guest designer spot for her shop, and I am really truly blessed to have been asked to do that. I have been putting so much love into this album, and I started it many weeks ago, and I had such a difficult time finishing it, coming to a stopping point. But I think I finally have, and I wanted to share with you what I put together here. So this is my first junk journal, my first true junk journal, and I made a trifold last month, but this one is a very nice size journal. So let me show you the size. The size is about 6 inches by 9. So what I did for the cover, I created this cover using a file folder, and then I covered it with a vintage linen placemat, and I sewed them together, and then I added the papers and these laces and everything on top. So that was my base. And on the front of this album, I added this beautiful applique with the rose. It's like a rose embroidery. It's so pretty. A little seam binding bow here, and then this beautiful, it's like tan and a very pale vintage pink, and then this beautiful Venice trim here on the back, and then I did another layer of this beautiful lace. So that is the cover, very simple and elegant, which I wanted. So let's go on into the album. And so here on the side I have a lace closure. And you can see it's very chunky. It does kind of squish down. There's a lot of elements inside, but I just thought that was so pretty to see all of the laces and trims on the edge there. So I used this really pretty paper. This is from Stampin' Up! And I have been waiting for the perfect project, and I thought that these papers went so perfectly with the laces and trims in the design team package. So I just love how this is like lace there. I use these really pretty corner pocket things. I guess they're kind of like collar type things or something like that, with lots of beading and sequins on it. And I use that as a little pocket here, so you can tuck whatever you would like in there. And then I have 2 signatures in here. I believe there's about 20 something pages per signature. And in here I have a little like library pocket. This was made with a die, Sizzix die. And in the well, I have this as a paper clip, so you could take that off. And here is the library pocket made with book pages. And then I have a journaling card here and coffee dyed paper on the back. I used some of this lace. I cut up some lace and put that on the front here from Esme's store. So you can put this back on here like so. I kind of left this to, yeah, I was going to glue it down, but then I decided it'll leave some versatility, whether you want to keep it here or you want to put it somewhere else in the journal. Now I did a lot of stenciling in here. I used the Tim Holtz Roses stencil here. So pretty. And this is Esme's beautiful lace here. And then here's a glassine bag, some tea-dyed paper here. And then I have just like this little booklet here. And a journaling card. I used, well, I got this idea from Tracy Fox, Love Junk Journals, here on YouTube. I'll leave her information below. She had gotten this on Amazon. It was a different brand. This is the Plaid brand. I got it on Amazon, and I love how it tears the paper, and you'll see that throughout the journal. I used it on like some of the book pages and stuff. So I did a little stenciling on the bag. This was something I was experimenting with. I used some tracing paper, and this is another little paper clip that I altered. I used Esme's little heart trim here. Let me see if I can find it. Here's the trim I used. I cut out the little heart, and then I layered it on some muslin, and I used a little Prima flower there. Here's some pieces from Esme's trims, and this is tracing paper, and I kind of put some, I did some coffee dyeing, and then I made it into an envelope. I sewed it up, add some book pages and lace and a doily there. And then there's a little bingo card from my Crafty boutique on Zibbit. I will leave the link below. She is KSP by Louisa here on YouTube. I used to be on her design team at one point, and I have some of those digitals from then. This goes back on just like that. I think this was some napkin that I just kind of glued on there. This is a piece of music paper, and you can see I used the ruler here, and this is some of Esme's trim. Here's some tea-dyed paper, some stenciling, Edith Holden book page, and I made sure that it didn't come apart by using a little piece of muslin as the binding there. I think I saw that from Wendy's Journal Adventure here on YouTube. Some ledger paper I picked up at an estate sale. Tea-dyed paper. And then I also used some tea-dyed paper here, and I just put it onto this. This is dictionary paper, and you can, you know, write a little something in there to keep it private, and then tie it back up. I also used some muslin to make sure that these, you know, vintage papers didn't, you know, tear out of the journal. So on this page I use one of Patricia Vermonte's little pocket things, but what I did was I wrapped it around the tea-dyed paper here. So I have two pockets, one on either side. And this was from a letter that I picked up at an estate sale, and I scanned it in. It's from 1930, and this was actually, I looked them up, and you can see they have no zip code back then. It's kind of interesting because this person, the Dotson name was, they actually had a farm here back then. So Dotson Dairy is what it was. That's really neat to kind of look up people and stuff like that and find out the history. Then I attached that to some tea-dyed paper in the back. You can journal on that. And then here is a Tim Holtz journaling card. On the outside here I have this little cute little, kind of like a book page, little mini pocket. And that came from Crafty Savvy Sabrina Oreskovic. I will leave her information below as well. Made this little pocket with a book page, and inside I used another digital. I will leave the link below. And then this is a tiny little pink check from one that I scanned in from the same estate sale here, and it was a check from 1928. And so you can write a little note on the back of that, but I thought that looks so cute in there. Here's some of Esme's lace right here. And then here's some more of Esme's lace and this little pink flower from Esme's store. Some of these things I had previously purchased from her store. Just thought I'd incorporate that too. Here's a couple of journaling cards that I printed out. And this is a tea-dyed paper on the back. And I sewed that to that. Some more tea-dyed paper and stenciling. And then here is a little Tracy Fox envelope with some tea-dyed paper on the inside, a little notebook there. You can journal in there. Keep things private. And here is an altered paper clip. Oh, look how beautiful this page was. So this is a tea-dyed paper, and I use one of those vinyl placemats, and it's hit or miss with those things, I'll tell you. But this page turned out so gorgeous. So I didn't want to do anything to cover that paper. And I just did a few little hearts there on the end of the signature there. That's the center. Here's some more of Esme's beautiful laces. Some more coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. I'm not even sure at this point. Here's another dictionary page, and I did another one of those little tied with some seam binding. And then this is a rosette from Esme's store. I had it in my stash from previous, and this is how pretty that is. So I cut one of those rosettes. It's got like a little silvery sparkle on it, and I added it to a doily and some eyelash trim and some muslin. And then this is one of Clemmie's creation. She made these little envelopes that were into like little booklets. I thought that was so clever. So it opens up like this. It's made from tea-dyed paper. And then this is a little booklet with some tea-dyed paper you can journal in. So lots of places to journal in here. And I just used some of my Crafty Boutique's beautiful digital images. Okay. Okay, and then on the other side was this really cool ephemera piece. This was Capital stock, and I got this at an estate sale, and I scanned it in. And then on the back, I used very carefully some tea to dye that in the back. And then here's some more ledger paper, Edith Holden book page, some tea dye. And then here's some Esme's beautiful lace. I made a little pocket on the music paper. Added a little pin here with a button. And then this is another one. I'm going to say this was Clemmie's idea as well. And I kind of made that at the same time I made these. I fell in love with that paper and this is also another digital paper from her shop. And then some coffee dyed paper. And I just put that in the pocket like that. Some more music paper, tea-dyed paper. And then here's the other side of the glassine bag. And in here I have a Tim Holtz ephemera and a postcard. Here I did like a little tuck under here, and I used Esme's laces and little bits and pieces from her laces, and then I put a little Tim Holtz Listen to the Laughter there, and then I have another ephemera card, tag with coffee dyed paper, and then this is a Tim Holtz ephemera, and it tucks right under there. So if you wanted to write something under there, be kind of hidden. Here's more of Esme's beautiful lace, and that's the first signature. And over here I created another paper clip using bits and trims from Esme's store, a tea dyed or coffee dyed doily. It's a square doily, and I kind of folded it up, and inside there's some paper for journaling. You can add more if you would like to, but it folds up like that. And then here is some more digital paper and some coffee dyed paper sewn to it. I thought that looked really cute. And then on the back I added a bingo card. In this little pocket is some vintage trim, and then this is from Esme's laces. And then I have some ephemera in here, Tim Holtz, and then some coffee dyed paper on the back of that tag. So cute. And here is some more beautiful lace from Esme's store. And I used a little bit of the walnut stain, I believe. Or no, maybe it was Vintage Photo to kind of make it look a little bit older. And then I added a little piece of some lace and a charm on this pin here. Some journaling. Here's a Tim Holtz vellum. A little paper to journal on. Here's a music sheet, and on here another pocket. This time I didn't glue it, I attached it with this little paper clip that I created. And then I used some stuff from Esme's laces and stuff to kind of decorate, make a little collage there. Here's another little place for journaling. Here's another Patricia Vermontes pocket, book page pocket, and then in here is more laces from Esme's store, little place for journaling, and a little tag for journaling. And I thought that looked really cute right here. That way if you want to journal on this page, you don't lose that page. Here's another Edith Holden book page. This is like a card that was an old stationery set. And then here is a doily with, I think this is Arena Atelier digital. Here's another one of those envelopes that I scanned in for journaling. This is Tim Holtz. You can journal on the back. And then the doily is coffee dyed. And here's another altered paper clip that I created. And then this is book page, and I just attached some coffee dyed paper to the back for journaling. Here's another place for journaling here on this dictionary page. Coffee dyed, and here's another one of those coffee dyed pages that I use the vinyl placemat, and this one turned out so pretty. So on this side I have a altered paper clip using Esme's trims and this really pretty rhinestone piece that I purchased from her store. This is some lace from her shop that I used some Vintage Photo, or I think it was maybe walnut stain, to kind of darken it a little bit. And then here's some journaling cards from Tim Holtz. And I kind of made this to where this really shouldn't come out, but it's a little tricky. But what I didn't want is these falling out every time I turn the page. So, and here's the center of the signature, and I added some more hearts there, some stenciling. This is a beautiful corner tuck that flips up here. You can hide, you know, journal something there. And this is Esme's beautiful lace. I mean, just gorgeous. And you can tuck something in there. Here's a Tim Holtz journaling card. And here's another thing that I scanned in from that estate sale. It was basically, you know, some tuition, a tuition letter from 1929. I thought that was so cool. I just had to use that. And then I tea-dyed the back. You can journal on that. And here's another like little place to journal on this dictionary page. And here's that other side of that gorgeous tea-dyed paper that I used the vinyl placemat on, and oh my goodness, so pretty. I'll leave the link to the person that shared that information because I just thought that was a gorgeous idea. And then here's some more of Esme's beautiful trim. The other part of that note card and some Edith Holden paper. And then here is a really pretty envelope, and I altered another paper clip there. And this is a coffee dyed envelope, and I just put a doily on there when I went to, you know, coffee dye it. Inside is some paper, some tea dyed paper. And then I left that so that you could take it off if you wanted to, so you can still journal on that page. Music paper. Here's a beautiful page that I added some of this beautiful lace from Esme's store, and I kind of made it to where you can still journal on that page, but you can still enjoy the beautiful laces there. And then I used some sari silk on the end there. On the edge, I should say. And then here's some more Tim Holtz vellum, another coffee dyed paper, and the end of the signature. And then I did the same thing on the back as I did here with this little corner pocket from Esme's store. And then I tucked in a few of these tag, and they both have coffee or tea dyed paper on the back. It tucks right in there. And that is my little romantic journal, guys. It turned out so pretty, I think. I just absolutely love this. It's going to be tough to sell this one, but I am selling this, and I do have a Zibbet store now. So I will leave the link to that below if you're interested in purchasing this romantic journal. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye for now.